Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson.
And I'm Maurice Dubois. This all happened just after 3:30 this afternoon in Carlstadt, New Jersey. This plane went down a quarter-mile short of the airport. This is a live look at the scene. You can see the burned cars and the building, what's left of it there on the ground. This is earlier, the flames and the thick black smoke. Firefighters making relatively quick work of this, knocking the flames down, getting things under control.
CBS 2's Tony Aiello is live on the scene with more for us. Tony.
Christine, this is terrible. 2 people dead, we're told. It could have been so much worse, and I will explain why in just a moment. Let's go to some of the video that our crews have shot here on the scene and also that we have collected from social media. The FAA is saying a LearJet 35 crashed on approach to runway 1 at Teterboro Airport at 3:40 this afternoon. The aircraft went down about a quarter-mile from the airport in this industrial area that includes the DPW for the borough of Carlstadt. This flight departed from Philadelphia International Airport. It was headed to Teterboro. Dozens and dozens of planes take off and land from here every day without incident. They become kind of background noise to the people who live and work in this part of Bergen County. Today, something terrible went wrong. A beautiful day. There are some clouds, and it is a bit windy, but clearly what they call VFR flying conditions. You could fly by sight. The sight lines were good, but all of a sudden this plane went down. And we talked to a young man named Christopher Pastor who saw the immediate aftermath.
As soon as I heard a big boom, I turned around immediately and I proceeded towards where the smoke was coming from. When I went over there, there was one building that's towards the right over there that got on fire. There's actually 2 others that were mainly just because of the fuel. It started spreading all over the cars. There's about a dozen cars that are inflamed that are just destroyed.
Christopher was very shaken up when we spoke to him. He said it was like a missile landing. This is some file video of the actual plane, a LearJet built in 1981. This plane taking off out west, this video a few years old. This plane is registered to a company in Montana. There's room for a pilot and a co-pilot, and we are told that 2 people aboard the plane died, but no one on the ground seriously injured, and here's why. As the plane came down, it clipped a utility pole and started to break apart as it burst into flames. Joe Orlando, a spokesman for the borough of Carlstadt, says parts of the plane crashed into the Carlstadt Department of Public Works and started a fire, a terrible fire that consumed numerous cars on the ground. But the crews had all packed up and left about 15 or 20 minutes prior to the crash of this LearJet as it was approaching Teterboro. Had this happened 20 minutes, 30 minutes earlier, we would be talking a very different situation with many people in that garage at risk of death or certainly injury. Thankfully, none of that happened. Christopher Pastor, the young man that we heard from, he described it as sounding like a missile coming down and creating this unbelievable fire with the thick, heavy black smoke. And he said first responders who train regularly for this flooded the scene. They're here from Carlstadt. They're here from Rutherford. They're here from Moonachie. And the Port Authority, aircraft rescue, and firefighters from Teterboro also came to the scene. The fire raged for a good 15-20 minutes before they were able to knock down the worst of it. They were attacking it from the ground and also from the roof of other nearby buildings. Again, a plane registered to a company in Montana crashed on landing as it approached Teterboro. 2 people are dead, and we're waiting for a briefing from local officials to give us more information. For now, live in Carlstadt, Tony Aiello, CBS 2 News.